y'all, and welcome back to my channel. You know what time it is. It is time for us to once again delve into the deep, dark recesses of unwanted, pointless makeup that just sort of exists in the limbo of products that are released that we kind of stand back and go, what? And as always, I preface these kinds of videos with, if I talk about a product that you absolutely love, that is fan-tucking-fastic, you keep doing you, boo-boo. In my other installments of this, I have talked about products that I like, but liking a product doesn't mean that it isn't a little bit confusing. And in the rush of makeup consumerism of today, there tends to be a lot of push into quantity over quality. And as such, your girl likes to get a little salty, likes to get a little roasty, likes to get a little ranty. Because I feel like these companies just kind of think we're stupid, which we're not. You and I are very enlightened consumers in this day and age, or at least I'm reaching to be that point. And I apologize if I'm sweating like crazy. If I look like I'm sweating like I'm crazy, it's because I am. There's a reason y'all ain't gonna see me out in public in the summertime wearing one of these, because it is hot. But today we're just going to be talking about products that I believe, for one reason or another, is makeup we didn't ask for. We just take a moment to almost psychoanalyze this product and sort of dissect it and kind of wonder why it's on the market. I got my cute little list, and if any of y'all have not seen my previous ones of these, I will leave them linked down below for you to fulfill your delicious salty needs. So we're going to start off with something that I have anti-hauled, and actually a couple of you have expressed that you really like it. So y'all like it, that's great, that's wonderful. I still think it's kind of just like a, okay. But the Tati Blendiful powder puff thing duo situation. And now I was very happy with her palette. I did a review on that and I was like, yeah, this is pretty great. If she releases another palette like this in another color story, I will probably be likely to buy it. And then she released this makeup applicator whatever thing. I'm not entirely sure what it's meant for. A couple of y'all have said it's great for cream products, it's great for powder products, apparently it cleans all kinds of nicey nice. But for me, it's just kind of like, well, okay, alright, because I feel she released the eyeshadow whatever, and if she was gonna release a tool, maybe release brushes, because kind of like she hadn't released any complexion products. You know, she didn't release a foundation or a concealer or a powder to kind of go with the puff situation. And I feel like it would have been a bit more, made a little bit more sense if she had released some kind of complexion product, or if she released a complexion product in conjunction with the Blendiful. Obviously, I am not a marketing manager. I don't have a degree in business. I'm not a makeup creator. And so I don't know all the fine in and outs of stuff like this. And so I just feel like it was a little bit, you know, eyeshadow palette. You're like, okay, all right, it's very Tati, it's very on brand. And then it just went into makeup application and makeup application for products that she hasn't even released. Like I said, I know some of y'all really like it, and it's like all kinds of, but I feel like it was just kind of weird. It was just kind of random. It's just sort of like a why? Why are we releasing a complexion application product when we haven't released any complexion products? I don't know, could be me. Obviously, I love hearing y'all's thoughts down below about this shiz. Then something that sort of came out of left field. Colourpop, I feel, is honestly one of the epitome brands of makeup we didn't ask for, simply in the sense of they release so much, and like, it's when a palette is released every other week, it's like, we didn't ask for this. We didn't need 12 incarnations of taupe and nude and brown. But they're gonna give us that shiz anyway. And they decided that it was a good idea. This is another thing Colourpop is good at, is releasing completely random collabs. One of which being the Colourpop X Zoella collection, which included a palette, some blushes, some highlighters, kind of like the typical Colourpop norm when they release in a collection. And a lot of people were just kind of like, you know, like, why? What press conference, what control group did we have that established that there was a need in the market for a Colourpop X Zoella situation? I mean, I know exactly what went on in the marketing department, and that was that we need to make money. Zoella is a very popular YouTuber, although she has been in a bit of controversy. But I'm sure they were like, okay, Zoella, big giant platform, big following. Let's take some makeup, slap that on top of it, and sell it. Now, I'm not sure how well this collection did. The palette definitely suffered from a case of the pop effect, wherein you have a palette that's got a bunch of neutrals and then they're gonna sneak like a nice little blue in there for you to focus on that blue and think, I don't have a neutral palette with a pop of blue in it. And this was released in the time when that pop of blue effect was very popular. But it was just sort of this, okay, you know, it was kind of a cute, kitschy theme. It was all brunch, whatever, and apparently that's her thing, or she's all into hostessing and stuff like that. I used to watch Zoella's hauls back in the day just because I was going through YouTube and just kind of like vibing with the haul videos. I have no actual affinity for her as a person or a content creator, so this, I was definitely not in the demographic of people who this was marketed to. But a lot of people kind of just shook their heads. A lot of people had some issue with it because at the time of the release was when she was kind of waist deep in the controversy, so people were like, why is you collaborating with someone who's problematic right now? And a lot of people thought that it may have been like a way to kind of like push some positivity over all the negativity and all the controversy. And then I think there were issues with like shipping, because like the UK, they're like, I mean, she's a UK based content creator, and there may have been issues with like shipping and whatevers and customs and all that jazz, but it was just kind of this big conglomeration of why do we need this? And in reality, we don't. And Zoella isn't really, this is one thing that people take object to when collaborations come out. When makeup brands collaborate with people who aren't known for makeup, wearing a lot of makeup, doing makeup, aren't really in the beauty community area. I mean, I do understand the marketing and the logic around it. Is that, you know, it's just like you're reaching a broader audience by branding it with someone's name on it. You got the people who are gonna buy it because it's Colourpop, because it's makeup, because it's Zoella. You know, you kind of double dip in a bunch of different areas. But double dipping doesn't necessarily make it a good choice. Okay, we've got a 2-for-1 almost going on here. What did we really not ask for? I mean, people had been asking for this since it was teased like 12,000 years ago. But I'm sure people did not ask for this in the incarnation that it came and finally arrived. But Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, that ever so famous lipstick gate, which I understand people at the time were even a little bit like, okay, all right, she's releasing a range of lipsticks. I guess that's on brand for Jaclyn. I mean, I admit if Patrick Ta released like 20 shades of his monochromatic lip creams, I'd be sorely tempted to buy that. But for Jaclyn Hill, who'd been touting this brand and teasing it and saying it's gonna be the best thing since sliced bread, to then just simply release a range of lipsticks where the emphasis seemed to be on the componentry and packaging, to then have it turn into, I feel like one of the most intense, controversial makeup fails in like beauty community history. I mean, y'all, people haven't failed this hard since like Lime Crime and Doe Deer and that whole situation. This was so bad. So while people may have asked for Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, which I know she still has a die-hard following, which is why this girl hasn't gone up in smoke, because she can rely on those die-hard fans, we certainly did not ask for it to be a big, giant, contaminated, not addressed, shift the blame on other people situation. I mean, like, yeah, lipsticks aside, it's like, okay, it's got hair. It's got bits of metal. I don't think it's been proven that it has had mold in it. But y'all, I mean, no, I mean, could you imagine what would happen if, say, Jeffree Star or Too Faced or Urban Decay or just a straight up established brand, if they had released a bunch of lipsticks and then a bunch of people were getting, I mean, that would be the PR nightmare of the century. I mean, people would have dragged Jeffree for filth. But, you know, people did drag Jaclyn, but there was also a fair amount of, oh, well, it's her first launch, you know, she's just dealing with getting, you know, a new brand and getting it off the ground. It's like, no, that's not an excuse for you having shiz all up in your lipsticks. I mean, come on. Call it what it is, and that's contamination and a bit of laziness on her part, especially considering the hype she had created around this release and the fact that, like, you know, like she was like, this is gonna be amazing. I've been working on this since I was born. You know, when you have that kind of conjecture, it's like, what? No, no. I don't want hairy lipsticks. I don't want fuzzy lipsticks. And for people to kind of like, I mean, there was a lot of backlash, but the fact that there was even any sort of argument that it was, oh, you know, it was her first release, you know, the fact that that argument was even out there, it's like, no one would have given any other brand any kind of slack. But because it's dear, sweet, doe-eyed Jaclyn, who can do no wrong, it was like, oh, well, she was just used by the lab and whatever. And it's like, no, let the girl take some responsibility, you know, let her be responsible for those actions. And sure, maybe if we did have some issues, in the end, she is still the brand owner. She is still the face of Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. Then we might as well get Jaclyn out of the way. Jaclyn Hill and Morphe, round 12,000. So Jaclyn has this established habit of coming on YouTube and then disappearing. And she will tell us, that, oh, it was so toxic and I needed to take a break from social media. And I'm like, okay, you're taking a break from content creating. I understand you have enough royalties at this point to probably quit YouTube altogether and live comfortably. And so she'll come back on and she'll release a 35-minute video being like, oh, well, the scandal with my highlighters and the fact that people ordered one and then received 12,000, you know, that was really stressing me out. Which I understand, that is a stressful situation, but it's better to address it than to go ostrich style with your head in the ground. So she'll come back and she's all like, well, you know, I've cleansed myself of all the toxicity and I'm in a better place, and let me be really freaking vulnerable and real with you guys. I have literally never been this real in a video before. I'm just being honest because it's something that I want to do. It's something that Jaclyn Hill has never actually said. In reality, she wants to come on here and release a couple videos. You know, we'll do an emotional, whatever, relatable video. Then we'll film a tutorial and then boom! Let's talk about the new Morphe product that I'm gonna shill to you guys. And I will admit, looking at this palette, I was like, girl, those are my colors. You got the oranges and the pinkies and the purples. Looking at it aesthetically, I mean, I swear, if Colourpop would have released this kind of palette in their large format now, I'd have bought that shiz. I'd have bought it and reviewed it in a heartbeat. But that's because I love the Colourpop formula and I like Colourpop as a brand, whereas Morphe likes to keep doing the same thing over and over again, aka shilling Jaclyn Hill. And so while the color story is absolutely beautiful, no one is really asking for another Jaclyn and Morphe collab. I feel like if this palette had come out in place of her Vault collection, I would have been very happy because at that point I was still purchasing from Morphe, so it would have been in my hot little hands. But it wasn't. It was after, you know, the Vault fiasco. It was after Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics fiasco, and it was just sort of this big, bright, glaring red. Jaclyn needs to pay her mortgage, so here we are with another collaboration. And I know there's all kinds of whatever about when was it made, pushing the release forward, pushing the release back, everything like that. You know, I don't know nothing about that. But people do not like the fact that she has repeated this behavior of leaving and then coming back just in in time for that sweet, sweet Morphe release. Okay, something else that may make me a little bit salty. I mean, all of this makes me a little bit salty. That's why we're here. Kat Von D, back when Kat Von D was still owned and run by Kat Von D, which it's not even Kat Von D anymore, it's Kendo Vegan Beauty, which does not roll off the tongue very well at all. But back in the day, she released her Alchemist palette, or Alchemy palette, and people lost their minds. I think it's okay, it's kind of pretty, but it's not my big old shebang bang. And then she decided to release, you know what people really need? People love this formula, people love this palette. It was sold out for forever. People were selling it for $75 on Poshmark. We need to give them a mini, teeny, tiny, different color transformer. You know, the size of a penny-sized eyeshadow. Not a full range, not a full size, just this little teeny tiny triangular abomination. Now y'all know I have personal issues with products that are just released, you know, they're not, you know, anything that's like, oh, this is a full range. This is something we have developed to be a fantastic permanent product on the market. This is just a shiny little afterthought for us to put out there because people like this formula, so obviously they're going to see that holographic typography A and they're going to buy the shiz out of it. And I tell you, I would have bought the shiz out of it if they'd given me more product, made it a bigger size, and had released a range. I'd have been like, I'm going to review that like nobody's business. But no, just a little teeny tiny baby whatever that honestly doesn't have the best reviews, and a lot of people are like, if you got the original palette, you don't need this shiz. I mean, nobody needs it. It's just this little baby whatever, and it's like, why are we releasing these pitiful little piddly, just teeny tiny releases that make absolutely no sense? You know, give us something to lust after. Give us something that excites us. Give us something that's actually going to enhance our makeup collection and take our makeup beat to the next level. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, a little mini tiny teeny transformative thing just passed out, just tossed out in the makeup atmosphere is not doing it for me. Okay, this is something that I will admit, I don't have a lot of experience with this. This is not something that I've purchased or something that I have any interest in purchasing, but the ever so lovely KKW Beauty, a true pioneer in the makeup marketing realm. And by makeup marketing, I mean she gonna take her boobies and put them on a bottle. Now, while I understand some people really enjoy her fragrances, that's, you know, her creating fragrances. I have issues with celebrities that are like, oh, look, it's my perfume. I'm like, you did not create that. No, you went down to the lab, you sniffed a couple samples, you said, great, put it in this cute little bottle, slap my name on it, and make me some money. You know, so, you know, there's that. But my big issue is the aesthetic that she is going for. Not because it's scandalous, not because it's like, oh, I'm offended. I mean, she is trying to vibe hard and trying to be cool or whatever. Girl, you heard of Jean-Paul Gaultier? You are not as nifty as Jean-Paul Gaultier, who has iconically perfumized the human silhouette. And so when you're literally banking on your body to sell this thing, and you know, the thing that you're doing has already been done so iconically from someone who actually has a level of artistic talent. I'm like, just come up with your own ideas. I mean, the thing that got me was just like, you know, that's such an iconic thing, and then to just kind of take it and almost cheapen it by being like, well, it's my body, you know, my body is deserving to be on a perfume bottle. It's just like, take yourself down a notch, sis, you know, just don't. You're not him. I'm sorry. You never will be. Just wear his expensive clothes and don't try to sell your perfumes off of tropes that he's already created. I may have talked about this in one of these kind of incarnations of videos again, but while scrolling through Trend Mood and kind of being reminded of all the flashbacks of all the horrible makeup that's been released in the past, like, I only scrolled down to past like 2 years, and I could come up with enough makeup no one asked for like 1,200 videos, so y'all better buckle in for more of these. But the Too Faced Glow Jog Glitter face mask. Now, there are two things that we didn't ask for in this. We're not asking for skincare that's marketed in such a, you know, I'm not offended. I'm not all like, oh, that offends me. It's whatever. But for Too Faced, which I understand, we've had this discussion, we've had this argument. Well, they're Too Faced, so they're cute and kitschy, but they're also, you know, whatever the frig that is. But it's just, you know, there's a level of tongue-in-cheek that you're like, I'm sorry, I'm itching so bad. But there's a level of tongue-in-cheek that you could be like, that's cute. I appreciate that. And then there's just not trying hard enough or trying too hard. So you got that whole situation. And then you have the fact that it's like a glitter-filled mask. Now, I understand I am not a face on the glitter market, but last time I checked, glitter didn't have any skincare benefits. Like, I could be wrong. Maybe times have changed, but I kind of doubt that. Like, when the main selling point of your product in it is the glitter, is the experience, is the cute little Instagram stories that you can do of slathering glitter all over your face and then peeling it off. I mean, what? No, what? No. Yo, we got enough problem dealing with glitters that are all up in here, let alone, you know, glitters all up in here. I doubt that stuff is FDA approved. But we gonna put it in a mask and sell it because, you know, there are people who are gonna buy it for the novelty. And I'm like, you know, I have issues with this. Y'all know skincare is very near and dear to my lovely heart. It is something that I have become hideously passionate about. And if there's something that I hate, it's skincare that is marketed on a gimmick, that is marketed as a makeup product, as something that's like a quick little one-time whatever. I mean, I don't think people are out here using the glitter mask as a steady step in their skincare routine. If you are, please correct me and let me know down below. But like, it's skincare that's not even being marketed as something that's gonna like really change. No, it's just marketed on the fact that it's filled with glitter. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that at all. And that's part of the reason why I'm a little about trying Too Faced skincare, because in the past they've been awfully glib about, you know, what they consider skincare. And let me tell you, a glitter-filled face mask isn't, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the best thing ever. Maybe one of y'all is changed your life. But I ain't paying no Too Faced premium for a freaking glitter-filled face mask that could possibly potentially give me micro tears in my skin. All right, we're gonna talk about something. Just insert this here. I have anti-hauled every product this brand. I mean, I anti-hauled the brand, so obviously I'm not gonna buy the products. But the brand has even come out and said it itself. The brand is self-aware. What does this world not need? We don't need another makeup company, another makeup brand. But, you know, because money is a thing, because, you know, it'll sell, and because Amazon is a very shady corporation, we're gonna release Haus Labs. We're gonna release a Lady Gaga makeup collection, which, when teased, people were like, lose my shiz, oh my goodness. I mean, people were going to buy this shiz. You know, there's just the fact of it being a Lady Gaga makeup brand. And even I was like, okay, all right, let me see what's up. Let me see if it's cute. And then the other foot dropped and they were like, well, you gotta pre-order it and you ain't gonna get it for like 3 months. And not only that, it is exclusive to Amazon, which I feel is strategic because Amazon is, I'm sure, a multi-billion-dollar company. And we're using it as the platform that we are selling our cosmetics on. I'm sure she was paid a very nice premium to have her products exclusive to this company. And even that, there was even a little bit more conjecture, speculation when Oprah was all like, oh, well, some of my holiday must-haves on this list is Haus Labs. And I'm like, are you saying that because you actually like the makeup? Are you saying that because Amazon's like, how much would you like me to write this check for, Oprah? And so the circumstances just seem a little bit, and a lot of people were not happy. I mean, and I completely understand. The inclusivity, the non-inclusivity of having your stuff available in one place, and in one place where a lot of people have boycotted because of their kind of issues and their workman's things and all stuff like that. I mean, I loved Amazon like nobody. Yeah, one day shipping, boom. But my husband, who works in a warehouse situation, it's like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't support these people. And so while I'm sure a lot of people were super excited for this Lady Gaga fronted brand, I mean, I know I was kind of whatever. And then you have the Amazon thing, and then you have the fact that the products that they've released are like, I mean, this stuff looks like cheap knockoff AliExpress stuff. Like, this is the kind of makeup you find at the dollar store. I mean, there is no thought. There is no, like, real beauty to the componentry. I mean, if John Cookian had come out and said, this is my new product, I'd have believed it. It matched his kind of garbage person aesthetic. And I mean, in all honesty, I don't hear no one talking about her products. I know there was like an initial review thing because, you know, it was controversial. It's going to get them views. But I don't hear people talking about it like now and in favorable whatever and being like, yeah, I reviewed this eyeshadow stick thingy and it's my favorite thing that ever existed. Or her new eyeshadow palette is the bomb diggity. You know, I haven't heard that. I feel like all the hype and all the like, oh, well, it's this new up and coming brand is made by the business people and isn't actually being shown. The people, the consumers, the people who are reviewing this and wearing this aren't the ones hyping this brand up. I just think it's a whole kind of bunch of nonsense. I mean, I have issues. I've always had issues with celebrities who are just like, okay, I do this thing, but I want to do this other thing, so slap my name on that so I can do it. That's perfume, that's makeup, that's clothing lines, that's singing careers. You know, I'm all out for people going out of their comfort zone and doing their thing, but don't do that at the detriment of the consumers your new thing is marketed toward. Okay, that is what I have for today. Obviously, I can do more of these. Obviously, there are gonna be more of these. So I hope you enjoy this roastiness. I love how many of y'all who are like, yeah, the first video I watched from you were roasting something and that's why I subscribed. Keep them coming. Do not fear. There will definitely be more coming as I dive deep into the depths of this whole absurdity. I mean, if Albert Camus ever became a part of the beauty community, he would be just like, wow, this is exactly what I wrote my book about. And for anyone who gets the philosophy reference, you get a gold star. But it definitely is a lot of absurdity. Obviously, I'd love to hear what y'all have to say about these products. Let me know something that you think is like, no, that's stupid, that's unwarranted. Why was that released? But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!